remember at the end of Tony, what was the name? It's escaping me right now. What was the name of that the baseball movie with James Earl Jones? Field of Dreams. Field of freaking Dreams.
Field of Dreams, Paulie. James Earl Jones.
At the end, it's 100% James Earl Jones, bro. Jessica by the Allman Brothers when they're driving around in the VW. But at the end of the movie, when the guy goes, "Is this heaven? Is this heaven?" Dude, I feel like saying today, because it's so freaking hot in the studio I'm working in. Is this summertime? Is it like, because dude, I don't know what's going on with the hottest March in the history of civilization, but it's hot. It's hotter than hell. And it's funny.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes. Okay.
I actually like that track. I like that track. I really do.
Wait,
what?
We did a song for somebody to that song. It's getting hot in here. Oh, Brandon Crawford. It's Brandon Crawford here. Check out my all-star hose, dude.
Dude.
It's Brandon Crawford here. Check out my all-star
hose. Dude, I'm balling with my bros. I'm balling with my bros. Dude. Nice call. I forgot about that one, man. We did a couple. Crawford got a couple. He got How Deep Is Your Glove, too. The ballad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we never did one about his bat. That's good. That's all. I just want to do one about his glove.
You're an ungrateful SOB when it comes to Crawford. I don't know if it's a bit or if it's real.
It's not a bit. It's not a bit. The guy is a 250 career hitter. That's average.
He's retired. He's not even around anymore. Like, we got to move on.
I'll praise his glove and his defense till the cows come home, but celebrating 100 home runs over 11 years is not something like, ooh, wow. Like your guy did back in the day, and then he just lambasted me for the next 3 years. So I'll stand by it forever. Love Crawford. Love his the great role model. All about reps and ground balls and getting in front of the baseball. But he's not some great hitter. He was never some great hitter. That's just
okay.
That's it.
All right. No, I didn't know.
I'm sorry to start off on that note, Paul.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can spend the whole show bashing Crawford if you want to. Hey, and by the way, Tony, I was doing some heavy research, a little R&D, research and development, before the show started. The Jeff Amen brackets are back in bookmarks, just FYI. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, congratulations to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Their first ever tourney win in the books as of a few minutes ago. They took care of Troy. And I'm also very interested in Nebraska because they're one of my 8 teams in my draft pool, Paulie. So go Zona, go Huskers, go Tennessee, I believe, go Hofstra, go Akron. Those are some of the teams I have, Paulie.
Time out just 1 second. I'm going to find that hard to believe. I know Nebraska is traditionally a football school. Shout out Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, to name a couple. But, Tony, you're telling me the Nebraska Cornhuskers have never won an NCAA tournament game before? That's hard to believe.
I don't believe so. Let me double check that.
Yeah, let's double check that. That sounds crazy.
Their first ever tournament victory today, defeating Troy in the first round. That broke an 0-8 record, the longest drought without a tournament win among power conference teams. Paulie Mac.
See, and now the audience is starting to push back, and I expected that. People have had enough of your nonsense, Tony. Aaron Cask speaking for the group. I can't believe Tony is still slandering Crawford after all this time.
Aaron Cask from the green room slandering us, by the way. By the way, Aaron Cask joining us later on in the show. For Tony's top 3 AC style, Aaron Cask style.
Hey, man, we want to start the show. We're going to try to implement this new idea where we're going to start doing more polls throughout the show. We did a poll last night, and in classic Paulie Mac fashion, we drove people to the poll, vote on this poll, and then I forgot to announce the results at the end of the show. So I'm going to get into the habit of doing that. We're going to introduce a new poll for today. I think you guys are going to like this. But first, Tony, what are the results of last night's poll? And just revisit, what was the question? What were the results? Let people know how it worked out.
The poll that can be found on YouTube, and you should be watching the show on YouTube, pretty please, with sugar on top, at Polymax Particles. Please like and subscribe while you're there. We had a great algo meeting with Miguel from Real Madrid and the Global Madrista.
Dude, freaking Miguel for life. We're going to bring this guy onto the show. You need to meet. The world needs more Miguel. I'll tell you that right now. Miggy Pop, I like to call him. But we had a meeting with Miguel in Madrid this morning, and it was very interesting and had a lot to do with stuff that we have to learn more about, like algorithms and how to get more subscribers, blah, blah, blah. But
As
anyway,
Miguel said, Paulie, feed the algo. Feed the algo. He said algo probably 10 times. We learned a ton this morning. Also, I want to thank Napa Dude, aka David Basham, who set up the meeting. Miguel is one of David's best buds, and David said, "Hey, you should tap into my buddy Miguel, who does the Global Madrista show on YouTube following Real Madrid, and lives like 10. He said he lives 10 minutes from the stadium. Anyways, back to the matter at hand, Paulie. The poll that you were talking about is well, I'll read it first. How are we feeling about the new Gigantes jersey design? And the choices were elite design, nice nod, not sure yet, or hard pass. Okay, Paulie?
Okay.
The results from yesterday's poll. Elite design, 10%. Nice nod, 34%. Hard pass, 17%. And the winner, 39%. Not sure yet. So not sure yet, Paulie.
Yeah, that's a pretty. That response doesn't shock me because I remember. Oh, nice, T. Look at this cutting edge graphics we have for you right here. Elite design. Yeah. Okay. Well, it reminds me of the first time they introduced City Connect uniforms. Just like the whole concept, or every team had to have like another alternative jersey and uniform. And it was the orange on white, the fog hat and that whole thing. Like, because it was met with resistance at first, but then by the time the season, I was wearing a hat. I got a freaking City Connect hat. So my point is, it takes time, I think, sometimes these things to grow on you. No, by the way, we got a special announcement. Hold on, let me give the proper alert here. We have with us a very special VIP today. We have Lady Catalina's father watching the show, and I got a compliment. Yeah, and I need to compliment you, sir. We're all big fans of your daughter. Noemi is one of our favorite people in the PMP Army, and we love the collection of hot sauces. We love her fashion, her flair, and you should be very proud, sir. But thank you for spending a few minutes with us today. We will protect and care for Noemi as if she were one of our own, because she is one of our own. But anyway, compliments and welcome to the show. Papa Catalina, if I may. Yeah. We got Lady Catalina, we got Papa Catalina. Yeah.
Padre. How about Padre Catalina, Paulie? Papa Catalina. Can I greet him in a nice PMP fashion, Paulie, if you don't mind?
Please.
Okay, right here. Hey, Papa Catalina. There we go. Just give you a nice slap. Okay, we're gonna give you a nice slap. That's what we do. It's a way of show of affection from the Polymac audience and the PMP Familia, and just some advice, Papa Catalina.
We would all like to be able to live an uncluttered life, a simple life, a good life.
That's all.
So we're trying to achieve here. Hey, look at Miriam making the show better as it unfolds today. And you know what's so funny, Miriam? I've totally forgot about that. Miriam says, how come Principal Paulie doesn't make the announcement? I'll tell you the truth. I totally forgot about that effect. I totally forgot I even had that. Stand by. See, that's why I forgot about Satan until the other night, too. Somebody was like, do a Satan. I was like, damn, it's been a while. Principal Paulie reporting for duty. Hold on. Okay. All right. Let's get back to bit. What am I doing? Welcoming Noemi's dad? Hold on. Yes. Okay. And I'm still going to cover my hand. Huh?
Why don't you have Papa Catalina report to the principal's office?
Will Noemi's father please report to the principal's office? We're going to watch some funny videos and send you home from school early. Thank you very much. Out. Yeah. Okay. I need practice. I got to brush up. But anyway, Miriam, there's a little taste for you. Red Jet Shell's in the house. What's happening, kids? Okay, so Tony, March Madness going off right now. Any other updates for us? Anything we need to know before we dive in? Because I want to introduce today's. Sorry,
we're going right, Paulie. We're going to go right to Mr. Tom Stack now. Tom Stack, we're going right.
Okay, I got the script right here.
Stack. And last night we showed, thank you to Bonnie, aka Scarlet Fire. We showed a Club Dead shirt that I'll bring back to the mix in a few minutes here.
Yeah.
As you get going with Tom Stack and what Tom Stack does for the real estate market in the East Bay and the greater East Bay, Paulie.
Yeah, jump and stack flash. It's a gas. You know what I mean? Jump and stack flash. Okay, Tom Stack, Coldwell Banker. Tony demands it, and I will deliver the results immediately. Tom Stack, new partner. old friend, and hopefully he will have time to cruise by. He might be at my gig tomorrow night, actually, Tom Stack. So say hello to Tom if you see him at the Brisbane Inn tomorrow night for Paulie, Mack, and friends. I'm excited. Tony, I'm excited. I've been going through the set list every night because I'm not good enough to just walk in and start playing. I got to rehearse my A off. So I have been rehearsing my A off, and the good news is we have a really nice band ready for duty. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Please do come out. Yes, Tony, what can I do for you?
Can you give me just a hint of the set opener? Just a hint.
Well, there's two sets now. What do you
the show opener? The show opener. Give me a hint of the show opener.
Well, okay, I'll tell you. It's being discussed right now because this is a democracy. After all, I got 3 band members to deal with as well as myself. So I originally had "Elderly Woman" by Pearl Jam as the show opener, but I've been advised to drop that down a few songs into the set because it's such a lot of people like that song and want to keep the crowd happy. So I'll be a little vague. I might actually open the show with, I would call this a pretty obscure U2 song.
Ooh,
a pretty obscure U2 song. Yeah, and I'll give you another hint. I'll give you 2 hints. It is on the only place you can find this track, and if you're a U2 fan, you'll know what I'm talking about probably. You can only find this song, Tony, on the Under a Blood Red Sky album from 1983. I think that came out, 83, 84. Beautiful. That's the album that got me into U2, actually, Under a Blood Red Sky. That's when I started paying attention to them. But it's a song from that record, and that's the only album that's ever been released on. So I think we're going to open with an obscure U2 song.
Beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like a post St. Patrick's Day celebration to start the show, too, in honor of U2 as well. The great Irish.
Dude, yes, that's so funny you say that. That was definitely going to be something I was going to shout out. Like, happy delayed St. Patrick's Day. No question, Tony. It does. It definitely fits in. All right, anyway, Tom Stack. I was talking about Jumping Stack Flash. Jumping Stack Flash is my guy. I was talking to him yesterday because at the Celtics game, they had a big kind of a appreciation night for the great Robert Parrish, the Chief. Don't know if you saw this. I put this in bookmarks too. It's really, really good. And Tom Stack, I just want to remind people, Tom Stack was really close with Bill Walton. Like, they were really good friends. And at this Robert Parrish press conference yesterday before the game, a reporter asked him, they go, hey, Robert, if the 1986 Celtics played the 2026 Celtics, who would win and why? And Robert Parrish, zero hesitation, goes, we would definitely beat this team. And I agree with him. They would destroy this team. The 86 Celtics would win a series against this team in 4 games if they were both young. And I'm telling you, they would have no answer for Larry Bird. There'd be no freaking way this team could beat the 86 Celtics. That's a team that went 40-1 at home, for God's sakes. But anyway, Robert Parrish, when the reporter goes, okay, why would the 86 Celtics win? He goes, because we had Bill Walton. And Bill Walton, he did. And he goes, that year was the last great year Walton ever had in 86. He won the 6th man of the year. And if you think about this, and I'm no Celtics fan, but I got to give it up. I got to appreciate and respect what they did. Their starting 5 in 86, all 5 of them are in the Hall of Fame. And then the first guy coming off the bench, that's another Hall of Famer in Bill Walton. So anyway, it was just nice to hear Robert Parrish singing the praises of Bill Walton. I miss Bill, and I know Tom Stack misses Bill a lot because they were very close. But anyway, Tom Stack, in his real job, in real life, he is a broker with Coldwell Banker Realty. He's over 20 years in the business, helping people out from all walks of life. Doesn't matter if this is your first time buying a home, your first time selling a home, or if you've been through this ain't your first rodeo. That's cool. Tom can help you regardless, whatever the circumstances are. And I always think, like, when it is time to pick up the phone and start looking around for the right realtor, your search is over. I got him right here. He's right here. Tom Stack is going to help you. He's a people person. He's a people pleaser. He likes to keep his clients very happy, as you would expect. And he excels at that because he cares. Like, Tony was reading reviews last week, and I remember one of the reviews was something like, Tom constantly checks on us to make sure that we're good during the process. He also loves music and sports, just like we do. Just to give you a little kind of backstory on the personality behind the professional. All that experience, though, is going to go to great use when you guys work with Tom, because if it is your first time, you need somebody with the right guidance, with the right antenna up, who knows the right people in the community. And that person is Tom Stack with Coldwell Banker Realty. He's here for you. He's going to treat you like a rock star. Says it right there on his business card. I'll treat you like a rock star. And I strongly encourage you to have a conversation with Tom. I know Patty's been working with him already on some Arizona properties. So reach out and talk to Tom about your circumstances, where you are, what you're trying to achieve, and where you're interested in shopping for a home. 925-878-9964. You can email Tom Stack anytime. I know he'd love to hear from you. Tom.stack@cbnorcal.com, Tony. Tom Stack, the man. Tom, jump and stack flash.
A jump and stack flash, Paulie. I'm going to just read a couple of things from different areas of the East Bay that Tom covers, because he does the La Miranda corridor, which is Lafayette, Moraga, Orinda. He also does the greater East Bay, Martinez, Concord, Walnut Creek, Pleasant Hill. That's Tom's wheelhouse, but he also knows people around the greater Bay Area and in the outskirts of Arizona. So Tom has just built a network of people and obviously a phenomenal client base as well. So, but this is Jacob in Moraga. Tom gets it done. Tom was an excellent partner for my wife and I's purchase of our first home. He was extremely knowledgeable about the La Miranda area and the mechanics of putting in a winning offer. He worked with us to understand what to watch out for in the disclosures and listen to what we were looking for in a home. He guided us step by step through the process, even post-sale. We could not have done it without him. How about simply the best? That Kelly from Walnut Creek says, simply the best. Tom is amazing to work with and gets the job done joyfully. Right? His thorough research, attention to detail during walkthroughs, knowledge of neighborhoods, and willingness and ability to educate me about the market made me feel confident and comfortable as a first-time buyer, and his jokes and stories kept me laughing along the way. Thanks to Tom, I was able to find and purchase a beautiful townhouse that exceeded my dreams, but not my budget. And they did this in 2.5 weeks. And she says, now my dog has a yard of her own. So Tom Stack, keeping people happy in the greater East Bay, Paulie. And again, if you are looking to buy a home or to sell a home, tom.stack@cbnorcal.com is how you can email him. tom.stack@cbnorcal.com. Give him a call or send him an email. We love Tom. And also, Paulie, just to share something on the way out. This is Bonnie. We shared this last night, but let's share it again. Why not? Bonnie sent this in from Scarlet Fire. She sent in the picture of the Club Dead t-shirt that it'll pop up here in a second. There it is. So that's from Bonnie. And that's the t-shirt that got it all started for Tom and basically sent him on as a marketing machine throughout the music industry, Paulie.
Yeah, well done, and props to this kid for wearing the club. I think it looks brand new, by the way. Way to take care of your gear, man. Look at my guy, dude. That's my guy right there, 100%, bro. I like to surround myself with guys like that. Anyway, thank you, Tom, for everything you do, brother. And PNP Army, let's get out there. Let's give Tom Stack some business. Let's get his phones ringing. Tony, I wanted
one last thing, Paulie. One last thing. Sorry. One last thing. Just because you mentioned him, and I feel like everybody needs a little dose of this today, especially as the tournament starts today. Just a big, joyous photo of our guy. That's all. That's all. Look at Bill.
He was a hell of a guy, man. You want to talk about positive particles, positive energy? That's what this man was all about. And I feel so fortunate I got to know him. I became friends with him too, and I miss him. I have a nice picture of Bill Walton and myself. That's up on my in my living room. So I can remember Bill. I check that. I look at that picture frequently. But yeah, man, thanks, Tony. Good to see that. Good to see that. And I want to introduce one NFL story. And I know we have Aaron Cask coming up for a guest sponsorship of Tony's Top 3. Oh, dude! And by the way, before we do anything else, let's reveal tomorrow's musical assignment, because we don't have a guest host tomorrow or a guest sponsor. And again, that is always available for anybody. You could, if you want to do something in July, just tell us and we'll block the date. You can reserve your time anytime you want to. pauliespod@gmail.com. We invite you guys to join the show. We really enjoy it, probably more than you guys know. Like, this is the only way we have to kick it around with you guys. Again, we can't take phone calls like the old days. So let's just bring you right onto the show. And that is available to all of you if you simply would like to step up and guest sponsor the segment of your choice. could be a studs and duds during football season, could be Tony's top 3, could be a music assignment, whatever you want. You could do a bookmark, send a few stories you want us to talk about. We'll do that. Whatever you want to do, it's a way we can bring you in. But tomorrow's open. So Tony was saying that since we had to bid a farewell to Scott Ostler this week, he is now retired as a legendary columnist, Hall of Fame columnist, great writer. We've all been reading him for decades, most of us. And Tony was like, well, dude, let's do like a Scott Ostler salute and wish him well. So songs, Tony, you explain this. Say what you said to me in the pre-show. It was good.
Yeah, songs about goodbye, songs about saying goodbye, because Scott had to say goodbye to an illustrious career. The guy is one of my favorite sports writers, if not my favorite sports writer of all time. And he's retiring, he's moving on, and we're thrilled for him, but it's bittersweet because we love his work. So we want to give him his proper retirement respect. And so songs about saying goodbye, songs about, are there songs about retirement? I can't think of any, but any songs about just saying goodbye, if it'd be the umbrella of the musical assignment. And Paulie, I have a couple other things to get to before we get into the topics of the show. Paulie, we have to do a couple of business time. We have business time. We have a super from Escobar.
I think we got a couple. I think Escobar is good for a couple of supers, actually.
I think it's a hashtag laden super festival from.
I love those. That's his style. Let him go. I love it.
And also at Polymax Particles on YouTube. Please like and subscribe while you're there. Yeah. And Paulie, today's poll. Did you give today's poll? We talked about the results from yesterday's poll, but did you give today's poll? Please.
I can't take it. It's too much. I need somebody to organize. Tony, I want you whipping my ass throughout the show.
I want you show me the way.
Didn't expect a Peter Frampton outburst, but there it is. It was bound to happen.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, I got no problem with Frampton. Zero problem with Frampton. You want to go show me the way? Oh, baby, I love your way. Anything that involves a way, Peter Frampton's involved. Okay, yes, the poll question for today is as follows. We were talking about Barry Bonds before the show, and Dom is going to post it, I believe, in the comments section, so you guys can all vote on this during the show, and I will hopefully announce the results by the end of the show today when we say goodbye. But pre-show meeting, we were talking about Barry Bonds getting on the mic. He's going to be a guest analyst Wednesday night. Yankees, Giants, obviously at Oracle Park. The 73 red kayaks, courtesy of Netflix in the Cove. But I predict, and I think this is not too hard of a prediction, but I do predict that Barry Bonds is going to be met with a lot of resistance nationally. I think people in the Bay forget we're in a bubble here. Barry Bonds is loved and adored here. I'd say 90% of Giant fans are on the side of Barry Bonds. We saw him play. He might be the best hitter we've ever seen. I mean, that's a real discussion. But nationally, people don't like Barry Bonds. They don't like him. They object to him. They think he's a cheater. They don't like his attitude, blah, blah, blah. So I started saying, Bonds is going to get creamed. They're going to clobber this guy unless he knocks it out of the park, because A-Rod pulled a pretty fancy magic trick off. He got the entire country to kind of change or a lot of people, including me. He got me to kind of change my view. He's much more humble now. He's self-deprecating. He has changed his kind of image and the way he presents himself. And I think it's been for the better. I like A-Rod now. He's eaten some humble pie, and he's had some embarrassing moments in his life. And he kind of says, yes, I'm human. I'm just like you guys. I made mistakes. Now, I don't know if Bonds is ever going to do that. I don't think he'll ever go that far where he's going to kind of reinvent himself. But I expect this will be not a friendly reception he's going to get nationally. So that leads me to the poll question. But Tony, if you have something, go ahead.
I'm only human of flesh and blood. I'm made. Okay, Paulie, first of all, because you said A-Rod's human. And I also
let's not stop there. What about give me something by the Human League and shout out Bruce Springsteen, very underrated Bruce track called Human Touch, dude. Give me a little of that human touch. Yeah.
A little of that human touch.
Dude, you and me, we were the Pretenders. We let it all slip away. Slip away, Tony. Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. That's some of Bruce's best work. Honest to goodness.
I love that song. Human Touch rule.
Too.
Yeah.
Me too. Is that in the same era as One Step Up? In the same ballpark?
It's on the same freaking album, pal.
Is it the same record? Okay, sorry, I don't know the freaking album by heart, bro. Jesus. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But Paulie, back to I want people to hopefully they pay attention to what Bonds is saying and not his legacy or whatever is the negative thoughts about Bonds. Because if you listen, and this is why A-Rod was able to do it. If you listen to A-Rod's analysis and if you pay attention to Bonds' analysis, it is spot on to baseball because these guys know the game inside and out. I love listening to Bonds talk hitting because he was the greatest hitter I've ever seen. It was Barry Bonds. So I'm looking very, very much looking forward to hearing him in the booth. And I think that if people can let go of, all of the nonsense of the whatever he did or didn't do and was never proven of, by the way, proven innocent to proven guilty.
Shout out Bruce Springsteen, prove it all night. Tony, go ahead.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead. You want to prove something, you go to Bruce. He'll prove it all night. Yeah.
And prove it all night, dude.
By the way, the closer we get to the Bruce show, you're going to be getting a lot more of this. Like I'm getting into my Bruce mode now. Sorry. Go ahead, T.
Right. With the one step up, human touch, and brilliant disguise. Give me brilliant disguise.
Listen, I want. Well, don't get me going. That's Tunnel of Love. That's what a great. I love Tunnel of Love. Love it.
I would argue that's his greatest record. Honestly, I would say
listen, I think that when you say something like that, I'm not going to argue it. I think it's everybody likes something different.
Yeah.
Like, and if that's your favorite, beautiful. It's a phenomenal album. He's bearing it all on that record. He goes, you want to see how messed up I am? Check this out. And then he just unleashes like one after another of these crushing, heartbreaking songs. Dude, One Step Up will knock you on your ass.
One Step Up will knock you on your ass. Brilliant disguise. When I look into your eyes, is that you, baby, or just a brilliant disguise? Those lyrics are just, that song is just a masterpiece.
How about a One Step Up, dude? He's saying that he's totally full of S. He's like, look at me, I'm totally full of S. He goes, when I look at myself, I don't see the man I wanted to be. Dude, he's just crushing himself, which I love. He's just crushing himself. Yeah.
What's the song he talks about being proud of? At the end of the song, he says, he's sure. Oh, what is that song? Valentine's Day. Anyways, I could go on and on, Paulie.
Okay, we're all over the place. We never got to the poll question. We're talking Bond still, so let's get there.
I just want people to pay attention to what he's actually saying. That's all. Like the way, pay attention to Bruce's lyrics. Pay attention to what Bonds is saying. Don't get wrapped up in all of the nonsense of when he played, because he was the greatest hitter I've ever seen, man. That's all. I just wanted to get that out there. Paulie, give us the poll. Then I'm going to give us Escobar's super, and then we will sally forth.
Okay, Sally. Well, I like a good Sally Forth. And also, I wanted to say that I do have an NFL story I want to share with you guys real quick before Aaron Cask. But so today's poll question is going to be, because of I anticipate a negative response to Bonds. Dom and I were talking before the show, and we said, like, you know what? Let's do a poll question on this. Let's list the 4 most unlikable broadcasters of all time. And we did some brainstorming on this, and we came up with a pretty strong final 4. We think that these are the guys most people dislike more than any. Some are retired, some are still working. And we'll post that. I guess Dom is going to post it in the comments line. You guys go ahead and vote. It's kind of a joke today. Have some fun with this. But the most unlikable broadcasters of all time, we'll give you 4 to choose from. I'm curious to see what the results are. I have a hint. The guy with his initial CC might come out number 1, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I look forward to it. So, Dommy, get that thing up there. Yeah.
CC DeVille's on the poll?
He should be. There's nothing unlikable about CC, though. CC,
or is it CC right? Is it CC Ryder? I don't know.
Either one.
Okay.
Either one is fine with me. All right, Tony. So, real quick. So, you guys vote on that, and we'll give you the results.
I'm taking over. Taking over here. Taking over. Here we go. Come on. Taking over. Come on now. And then Paulie, come on. Let's do it. Come on. All right, here we go. We got Escobar Cheeks the third checking in with his first super. He says, moment of silence for the school south of Ann Arbor. Hashtag FOSU. Hashtag F Shady Shohei. Hashtag I'm not just a bracket buster. Hashtag fire Manfred. Hashtag F the Dodgers. Hashtag big stack. Hashtag no shaman. Did we just put a short up on YouTube and Twitter Instagram about Shaman from our Tuesday show. So that's check that out if you get a
I
chance.
stand by every word of that, by the way. I stand by everything I said. As far as Shaman, Tony wants a shaman. I think he's going to change his tune, though, dude. Tony winds up in the mountains with some guy. I guarantee you Tony freaks out. Because I'm out. I'm tapping out immediately. As soon as this guy lights his lantern, I'm like, bro, I'm out. Tony, you can roll the dice. And by the way, I have an idea for Escobar. Someday when he writes like his life story, the Escobar Cheeks, the third story, like the autobiography, the epic tale, I think the entire book should just be page after page of hashtags. Just the like 300 pages of just hashtags. Hashtag I was born. Hashtag I stole a kid's lunch money. Hashtag I got called into the principal's. You know what I mean? Just like take us through his whole life with hashtags. That's my concept for Escobar. And thank you, brother. We love you, man. Tony, give me round 2. I think he's got a couple. Yeah.
Round 2, Escobar Cheeks the third. I love it because, I was going to talk about his cheeks, but we can talk about his cheeks tomorrow. Hashtag be meat curious. Hashtag no butt stuff. Hashtag feed the algorithm. Hashtag smash the like button. Hashtag PMP goes to Spain, which we did this morning.
We did. We really did.
Yeah. Hashtag create chaos. Hashtag bring back small ball. Yes, dude. Yes. And hashtag fire on the mountain. Oh, Bill Walton. And hashtag we love you, Bill. Freaking great.
I want to add a hashtag to that. I want to build on Escobar's momentum. I'm going to say hashtag envious of Madrid life. Okay. Because I'm looking at this guy, Miguel, the sun. I mean, the whole backdrop, it looked amazing. And plus, any culture that emphasizes and embraces the daily nap, count me in. I mean, you guys want to talk siestas. That's why they're so happy. They're so healthy. They're all beautiful people over there. The men, the women, everybody looks great. They're drinking wine, Tony. They're taking nap. They're eating dinner at 10:30 p.m. I think that might be, and the same thing in Italy. Same thing in freaking Italy. They're sitting in the sun. They're drinking wine. They're jumping into the beautiful ocean. They're coming out. Everybody looks great. And over here in America, like we're getting heart attacks in our 40s. Like, what are we doing wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I think those guys have figured it out, man. I really do.
Paulie, stand by.
Right or wrong?
The siesta is the right way to live life, Paulie.
Right or wrong?
The answer is right.
Yes.
Right. Yes. 100%, man. 100%.
One more super, Paulie. Patty from Napa checking in. And she says next Friday, Joe Walsh and his tech are getting PMP t-shirts and business cards. Thank you, Dom. That's phenomenal, Patty.
Hey, Patty, I'll throw this out there in front of the whole group. You know what? If you get, because I know Patty has had like an ongoing thing with the guitar tech, Joe Walsh and guitar tech. And those of you who aren't really big music fans, the guitar tech is the guy who he'll get all of Joe Walsh's guitars ready, tunes them up, make sure everything's ready to go. And if he breaks a string, the guitar tech runs up, takes it, and restrings it. You should ask the guitar tech. I'm dead serious, Patty. Ask the guitar tech if he ever wants to come on as a guest. We'll just talk music, talk about his gig. I would love that, dude. Anybody connected to Joe Walsh is going to have an incredible story. And I love Joe Walsh. I think everybody loves Joe Walsh. So, Patty, see if he'll come on sometime. I'd love to talk to him. Okay, Tony, NFL news, or unless you got more supers. Are we still going?
No, Patty, thank you for the super. We are good on the supers part of the program, Paulie. After this story, we are going to dive into Carlos De La Fuente and flex funding. Okay,
this is what I need from you. This is the kind of discipline I crave. Again, interrupt me, slap me. You just do what you got to do. Yeah. No, again, I respond well to that. Hey, speaking of Los D, who we will give some love to in a second, I had a conversation with Los D yesterday. He is going to be joining us as a guest music assignment in the upcoming weeks. He has a really good concept. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but he has some really good ideas. So I look forward to that. Okay, Tony, NFL news. This is a big deal, actually, man. Kind of getting lost in the shuffle with the NBA going on and March Madness and all this other stuff. Kids, the NFL, I'm just reading this off of ESPN. This was a story that was published yesterday on ESPN.com, courtesy of Kevin Seifert. Any relation to George Seifert, I have to ask. Anyway, by the way, that's another guy who's figured it out. Where is he? Bodega Bay, hanging out, right? Eating. Is that where he is?
Completely out of the mix, out of the fold.
Driving his boat around, dude. Driving his boat. He's freaking eating fresh seafood. He's hanging, never does interviews, never shows the mystique of a George Seifert, man. Is second to none. I'm a big George guy. I back George. Anyway, Tony, the NFL is getting ready I'll read it from the story. The NFL is laying the groundwork for hiring replacement officials this season if the league is unable to agree on a new collective bargaining agreement with the NFL Referees Association. So that agreement is going to expire at the end of May. And just to refresh everybody's memory, we had this happen one other time. Back in 2012, the NFL had to bring in replacement refs. That lockout, by the way, with the referees in 2012 lasted 110 days, and 3 weeks of the NFL season were affected by replacement refs. Again, the current CBA is going to expire at the end of May, so the NFL is they're just trying to get prepared for how are we going to do this? How are we going to make sure the games go on? So this is the thing that surprises me. The NFL is collecting referees from small colleges and small-time football programs. Like, why wouldn't they go to the cream of the crop? Like, why wouldn't you go to, here's a crazy concept. How about Division I schools? How about refs that have pressure on? Because you want to talk about pressure. Being in the NFL as a referee is one of the most pressure-packed jobs in the world. Everyone's going to hate your guts. You're helping Patrick Mahomes like kind of walk down the field. And I guarantee you, replacement refs, they're going to do everything they can to help the Chiefs. I'm calling it right now because the NFL is probably in meetings right now saying like, last year the Chiefs, they didn't make the playoffs. We have to correct that. Make sure the Muppet is standing at the end of the year. Make sure the Muppet is back in the postseason. So I predict they are going to be very generous with the Chiefs. But I'm just preparing everybody. Replacement refs, it sounds like it's going to happen. Sounds like that's where this is headed.
It just sucks, Paulie. This all sucks, dude.
It's $1 billion industry that they let the results of their product hinge on replacement referee. How about just pay these guys, dude? You got so much freaking money. Whatever they just get it, keep them on the field.
Hey, Roger Goodell, take some of your $45 million bonus or whatever you're giving yourself, and maybe hand it out to the referees. Because I will say that position has become such a heavily scrutinized position, being an NFL official. And with instant replay and everything, there is so much those guys need to study, and girls, those people need to study and know. And every year there's new rules that are changing, and then all the instant replay stuff, and the ball's got a chip in it. So now it's all kinds of craziness, Paulie. Just stand by. You mentioned the Chiefs, Paulie. Stand by. You just got your. Sorry, my bad. Darn it, that just stinks. I was gonna have Patrick Mahomes join the show, but I wanted to get your blood boiling a little bit with Patty.
It already is.
Here we go.
Like, let us play the game, and then whatever happens. Like the whole throwing the flag and deciding the game one or another. That's what hurts me.
The balls on him. The freaking balls to complain about the refs. Dude, the only reason you're in the league is because the refs have your back. Here's one final little excerpt from this article, and then we can move on. But so this says that this again from ESPN.com. NFL is looking at a list of about 150 mostly small college officials.
Well, Paulie, I'm guessing because the NCAA is such a beast in and of itself that they're like saying, you're not going to take our refs. They're very happy where they are, and you're not going to mess with our product, which is also a huge money-making product. You know what
very
I'm saying?
Good point. That's a very good point, and I'm sure that very great point.
Yeah.
Check this out, though. I'm not done with this. 150 small college officials, ready for this, to your point about studying and having to learn all the rules of the game, all the idiosyncrasies, all these, because there's a lot of weird rules in the NFL.
Yes.
Here's the best part. The guys that they bring in, these small-time college officials, dude, they are going to educate them on NFL rules and regulations, ready, with a 4-day clinic in May. That's it. You guys got 4 days to figure this out.
Hey, Paulie,
4 days.
I'm going to sign up for this clinic. I want to go.
You should go. Go. By the way, not only do you're going to have a busy agenda because I have other plans for you as well. I put something in bookmarks we need to look at. I couldn't believe I saw this yesterday, and maybe we can do this today. We got to do it before the end of the week. The Rolling Stones. Ever heard of them? The Rolling Stones? There's the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones are doing an open casting call for their next video, and I put the ad in bookmarks. Like, it tells you what they're looking for. I would love to see you get involved, Tony. I would love to see you audition for the Rolling Stones next video.
Love to.
Yeah. I mean, I think you might get selected. You're a very personable guy. Tony? Can you hear me? Oh, boy. Oh, Jesus. Here we go again. All right. I knew something bad was about to happen. All right. We'll get Tony back in the mix in a second. But anyway, I have plans for Tony. I got to send Tony to study to become an NFL official. I got to send Tony out to have a cameo role in the new Rolling Stones video. I think he would excel at both. You know what I'm going to do, actually? While Tony's absent, here's what we're going to do. We're going to be very productive here. And I'm going to start the Carlos De La Fuente flex funding spot right now, just so we can keep moving in a productive manner. And then when Tony gets back on, we can bring Aaron Cask in. Yeah, it's time for Aaron anyway. Anyway, ponder the NFL and their whole replacement refs thing. I think it's obnoxious. To me, it's hard to understand the mentality of the league sometimes, where they prioritize a great product, but they don't have the people on the field to ensure that product and the integrity of that product is going to be in place, because these guys simply don't know the games. Hey, Tony, welcome back.
Oh, it's nice to be back, Paulie. I just couldn't hear you for a second again. And
I couldn't see. I know. I don't know what's going on. It's like the farther we go, the more problems we have technically, and it shouldn't be.
Crazy too is we just had an hour-long meeting in Madrid with a guy in Madrid with zero issues.
Yeah,
zero. It just blows me away. Anyways, sally forth, Paulie.
Sally forth. I'm sallying forth into a Carlos De La Fuente spot right now, based on your instructions or demands, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
So your orders, like a drill sergeant, your orders, Sergeant Tony at your service. Shout out Primus Sergeant Baker. If you know that one, you're one of my friends. Sergeant effing Baker. Okay. Tony, flex funding, Carlos De La Fuente. Listen, we love Los D. We talk to Los D every day about life, about sports. In fact, Los D will be in town next week. Cannot wait. We're talking about doing a lunch together, Los, and we have some good ideas for that. So we'll talk privately about that. But anyway, Carlos's day job, listen, he's helped so many of us in the PMP Army, the PMP Familia. He's a one-stop shop when it comes to financial matters. Private money loans, yep, he can help you out right there. He can help you with several loan programs, actually. And Carlos has a variety of advantages when you're doing business with him. For example, Carlos is a broker as opposed to a lender. He is a broker. As I said, a one-stop shop with several loan programs for you to consider and ultimately jump on. He does do reverse mortgages for seniors, by the way, that don't want a mortgage payment for life. He can help some of the older folks with that. He's well-versed on so many different real estate things, or financial things, including real estate. He handles a lot of things related to commercial and residential real estate. If it's a mortgage issue, Carlos is in the know. He's informed, and he's ready to help you out. Now, we talk about the challenging times we're living in. Groceries, gasoline, the price of clothing is about to go up. That's great. I just heard that, especially when you got young kids like Tony. They're growing out of stuff all the time. You got to keep shopping. That's the last thing we need. Now, clothing costs are about to skyrocket, apparently. So it's tough. I get it, man. And we're all in this together. Like, there's no easy way out of this. So for those of you that are really challenged right now and you're getting worried and you're nervous, you're like, how am I going to get through 2026 with the income I have and everything in front of me, everything I have to take care of, all my responsibilities? It might be time for a HELOC loan. That's the thing. Yep. Carlos has a whole bunch of ways to get some cash into your pocket. And don't feel bad. You may not know about these different options, but that's why Carlos is here. And just know this, with his 25 years of experience, he's a San Francisco native, and he actually cares about the people he works with. I think all of our sponsors have that in common. They do. They're good people. I mean, we work with really good people. We're fortunate. And Carlos is at the front of that line, man. You will never open your bill and be like, hey, what's this appraisal fee? What's this escrow fee? What's this title? Nope. You're not getting any of that with Carlos. What you see is what you get. What you guys agree upon is what it's going to say when you get the bill. And he's going to get you in a much better place. So don't freak out. Don't get too nervous about the situation you're in. It's all temporary. As George Harrison said, all things must pass, and they will, and they freaking will. But in the meantime, if you need some cash in your pocket, or you want to talk about a reverse mortgage or any of the other things that Carlos offers to the community, just reach out and start that dialogue. 925-250-4894. One more time, it's Carlos De La Fuente with Flex Funding. Great guy. He offers a great service to the community. 925-250-4894. Email Carlos. Tony, it's carlos@myflexnow.com. And the last thing I'll say is, again, take advantage next week. Carlos is going to be standing around with us in the flesh. So if you have questions, pull up a chair, grab a beer, and talk some business with Carlos. It'd be a great opportunity for you guys to go face to face next week. And I look forward to seeing him just as a friend. So we're going to have a good time.
That's what I was going to say, Paulie. Take advantage of meeting Carlos in the flesh, live.
Shout out Pink Floyd in the flesh. Yeah.
Pink Floyd's in the flesh all damn day. Also, shout out Flesh for Fantasy, Paulie, Billy Idol.
Oh, dude, 100%. Flesh for fantasy. Flesh. Yeah, dude, yeah.
But get a piece of Carlos De La Fuente in the flesh next Wednesday at our opening day hang at Standard Deviant. But I just wanted to also just read. Okay, so we do reviews on the show. We love to give testimonials from people other than ourselves, right? Because obviously we love and know and trust the people that we have decided to partner with. But this is from our very own Corinne, Paulie. She went to the trouble of posting this review online for Carlos. And I want to read it because it just shows the type of person Corinne is. And it obviously shows the type of person and businessman Carlos De La Fuente is. And here we go. 5-star review she gave him. And she says, I am not one to write reviews, but I definitely needed to write this one. First off, I hit the jackpot when I met Carlos through the PMP Army. When I began discussions about a reverse mortgage, I could tell instantly I was working with the right person. Carlos is very knowledgeable. He listens to you, gives you all the best options, and explains things thoroughly. You are never rushed. I just need to repeat that. You are never rushed. I think that's what Los specializes in, is that he does not rush you through anything. And then she says, he answers all of your questions and makes himself available as much as needed. I truly felt like I was his only client. He treated me like I was a family member, and that is definitely hard to find today. Terry and his staff are also A+++. If you are looking for any type of financial assistance, trust me, Carlos and his team is where it's at. Thank you, Carlos, and your team from the bottom of my heart. I will never forget what you have done for me. And that's from our very own Corinne Sartorio. Just wanted to share that, Paulie.
That's great, man. No, it's great. And by the way, so let me kind of add to that little story you just told. So this again speaks to Carlos, the man, just a human being, the kind of guy he is. So when I talked to Carlos on the phone yesterday, we were talking about his music assignment. We're talking about having lunch next week. And, you know, like when he comes to town, you know what he's doing? He's going to have lunch with Corinne in Fairfax, like just on the they're not doing business. They're just hanging out. They want to see each other. Like, and that again speaks to Carlos actually caring about you, caring about your family, caring about your circumstances. Like relationships are built here too. That goes for us too. You think about it. Like when Tony and I started this show, we didn't know Dom. We didn't know Neil Donardi. We didn't know Carlos. Like we've made all these new friends and stuff. And that matters to Carlos. He's not just some anonymous guy who's going to take your credit card number and you're never going to hear from him again. He cares. Like he does. He cares and he enjoys relationships. So Carlos, thank you so much, brother. And onward and upward, man. Flex funding all the way. We'll continue to drive people to your services because you do a great job and you help a lot of our friends in the audience. Last thing before we bring in Aaron Cask, I want to shout out two people. One, Gravy. Great call, dude. Quoting a little Monty Python. You were talking flesh a minute ago. Gravy just dropped no explanation. I saw it though. He dropped it. He goes, just a flesh wound. 100%, bro. Just a flesh wound with no legs, no arms, just jumping up and down. Just a flesh wound. And then number 2, the Hum Daddies. Hey, my boys in the Hum Daddies. Did you see who their special guest is tonight?
Who?
Matt effing Kolsky. Okay. Matt effing Kolsky with the curls, with the glasses. Yeah, Kolsky.
You know how big of a Kolsky fan I am, dude.
Maybe a little too big, actually. Maybe I love
Cole because he and I have been to the extracurricular world, shall we say, together. And
I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can you please elaborate?
I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what Tony means. Yeah.
Please elaborate. Kolsky is just a down-to-earth, great dude. He's a passionate and fiery fella, but he's a good dude. Again,
I like to remind people of this. Now I can bring you into my demented world. When you take a look at the face of a Matt Kolsky, the whole thing, the presentation, the hair, the glasses, the curls, every time I see Steven at Longbridge, I'm like, there's a lot of Kolsky going on here.
Totally.
Like Steven and Kolsky they could easily be hermanos, if I may. Noemi Catalina, drop a little Spanish right there. Hermanos. They look like they're brothers. So anyway, great job. You'll enjoy the conversation. Hum Daddies. Kolsky's got a lot to say, brother. Get ready. He's got a lot to say. Okay. You know who else has a lot to say? And I'm so glad I want to welcome this guy to the show. Tony, are you okay over there? Yeah, because are you freezing up again?
Yeah, No, I was looking for Kolsky. You good?
No, I am
Paulie,
good. I want to make sure that you're cool. Can you hear me? I'm getting worried.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. You can hear me.
Okay.
I was just trying to look for a funny picture of Kolsky with like all the curls, but I couldn't find one.
I
Everything
would
was
love
coming up.
one. If you should have seen this kid used to walk into KNBR, dude, looking like he just rolled off a VW bus in some parking lot somewhere, and then he'd start doing sports. I don't know. I was always fascinated with Kolsky. I had that kid's back. A lot of people he would be like, "Hey, what is this kid? What's he doing?" I'm like, "Don't even worry about it. That's just Kolsky. Let him do his thing." You know,
Just
he's
let
not.
Kolsky be Kolsky. Yeah, let Kolsky be Kolsky. Before we get to Aaron Cask, real quick, Paulie, Duke, number 1 seed Duke in the tournament, they are down 11.
Love
to
it.
the number 16 seed Siena at halftime. That's big. Okay.
Love
we
that.
got McNeese, the 12 seed McNeese, beating Vanderbilt by 6 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. We have got Louisville beating South Florida 81-76 with 10 seconds to go in the game. That might be over. And like I said before, Nebraska, congrats to the Cornhuskers. What a year for Nebraska, by the way, huh? So they're they got their first tournament win ever earlier today, and they beat Troy handily. And a lot of people are saying they might make some noise down the stretch. And they broke an 0-8 streak in the tournament. The Cornhuskers did today. So props to the Huskers today, Paulie.
Final thing, and we're late getting to Aaron Cass. Sorry, brother. We're on our way in 10 seconds, but I told you this is going to start happening more and more. I'm going to start pissing people off, too. I realize this. But, Tony, only because I got a Bruce show in T-minus 3 or 4 weeks, whatever it is, and you keep talking about Nebraska basketball, Nebraska this, Nebraska that. Shout out to Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska. Great acoustic record. And I have a question for you real quick. After you watched the Bruce movie, did you go back and listen to Nebraska?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just, I wasn't aware of the whole process that, I know you and I had talked about it, but that how adamant Bruce was about this is the record. There's no production. This is the record. Leave it alone. And I dove in and
that's all I need to hear. That and Stevie B, another thing you and I are now locked in on State Trooper. I'm a State Trooper head, bro. In fact, I put State Trooper on one of the PMP playlists this year. I forget what the topic was, but I know that I used State Trooper this year. So me and you, Stevie B, I love State Trooper. Okay, now the moment we've been waiting for all freaking day. It's Thursday. It's a beautiful day. Final kind of section of the show. We're going to welcome in a guest sponsor. This is a guy a lot of you already know. It's a guy that I know all of us love. He's been present at a variety of the PMP events we've had. I hope to see him next Wednesday, but he's with us right now to join us for now. This has never happened before, Tony. We're breaking new ground. A PMP exclusive. An explosion. Aaron Cask is going to join us as a guest sponsor of Tony's Top 3. I guess today we'll call it Aaron's Top 3, but let's welcome Aaron Cask to the PMP show, folks. Where is he?
Yeah, dude, let's go. AC, Aaron Cask, please join the show from the green room. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, you look like you're ready to play ball next week.
Wait, I'm not playing any ball, but here's the deal. This is the best jersey, right? This is way better than any new jerseys that come out. You got to go with the classic cream.
I agree. I think it's one of the best uniforms in all of Major League Baseball. And it bums me out that like the Giants have so many alternatives now. What is it? City Connect on Wednesday. The Blacks are Orange is on Friday. And suddenly it's like the creams, they hardly ever come out sometimes. I'm like, God.
This is the alternative one now.
I know, but I'm with you, bro. And I love our road unis too. Nice and basic. San Francisco, the gray, it's a great look, man. Very traditional.
I even like the old school, like the grays with the SF on the side. I thought those were like slick uniforms too.
That's my favorite, Aaron. And by the way, you're giving me Jeremy Affeldt vibes right now with the beard.
Yeah, a little bit.
In the cream and handsome dude, Jeremy Affeldt, just like an Aaron Cask, very handsome dude.
I appreciate that. I feel like you're lying to me, but that's okay.
You're good, bro. You're good. And refresh my memory. Where are you broadcasting from today, Aaron? What town are you in?
So I'm in Plumas Lake, California. It's kind of by Marysville, Yuba City area. Gotcha. It's about 20 miles north of Sacramento.
Gotcha, man. Is it hot? It must be hotter than hell up there right now.
It's pretty hot. And our AC is broke. So there's just fans all throughout the house, and we're just we're just making it, you know.
You and me, buddy. You and me. It's so funny. When I was talking to Los D yesterday on the phone, I was telling him, I'm like, Los, it's so freaking hot in my house because we don't have AC, we don't have central air. And he was like, and he goes, and Carlos is like, well, dude, I can help you with a HELOC loan. Let's get you some central air. I go, you know what? Let me just run it through the boss first because I don't make the decisions around here. I'm just kind of here. Yeah, you know, you guys know how it goes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So, but anyway, Los D might be helping me with a HELOC loan just so I can get some air conditioning. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, no. Anytime you're married, you are now the assistant to the manager. Like that is just.
I think the real reason, and I don't want to say too many things. I mean, I'm just riffing, and understand I'm riffing, folks. I think sometimes, Tony, I think like the real reason I'm married is just so I can take the trash bins out. You know what I mean? I think that's what this whole thing is. I think what it boils down to at the end of the day, it's like at least that dude's here to take the trash bins out. Aside from that, I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh yeah, no, there's a task list, and I always wonder like what happens to this whole household if I'm not there to do those tasks.
Right.
You know.
Right.
That's what I'm here for, though.
Can I welcome Aaron officially to Tony's top 3 in the only way that PNP can welcome somebody to Tony's top 3? Stand by, Aaron, if you don't mind.
Tony's top 3.
There we go. That's 1.
Tony's top 3.
Oh, you gotta feed the ducks. Are we feeding the ducks?
And now we gotta feed the ducks, Aaron. If you stand by, we'll get the ducks fed, and we can commence 4th.
Yeah, dude, nice and groovy. Yeah, nice and groovy. Now, Aaron, are you wearing earbuds or are you going headphones free?
Headphones free. Do I sound okay?
You sound great. Yeah, you sound really good. Yeah, you sound really good. Arkansas Dave just putting the ducks up. No question. We love feeding the ducks. Now, actually, I have a question for Aaron before we dive into the meat of this. Like, what was it about and I love that you sponsor in the top 3. You're the first person to do this, but why the top 3 instead of like a music assignment or some other feature? What was it about the top 3 that got your attention?
Well, I felt there's only so much you guys can take of me talking about Tool. So, and then with the top 3, it's just, there's a lot of freedom with it. So I mean, Tony and I talked about it. He's like, oh, you can do like, you know, top 3 breakfasts. And I'm like, no, that's okay. I shot that down. Sorry, Tony. But there's also, you know, I could have done like top 3 reasons my wife thinks I need to go to therapy. Right. And
sure.
By the way, number 1 is number 1 is I'm a people pleaser. Yeah. And then I told her, I was like, I'm not going to therapy. Are you displeased? She said, yes. I'm like, well, I'm cured. So,
dude, that's great. That was good, dude. I like that. Yeah. Hey, don't even worry about it. I'm cured. We're all set.
Yeah, you did it right there. I'm not pleasing you anymore. But yeah, so it just has a lot of freedom to it, right? And in fact, I came up with a top 3 at first, but it was kind of just really short, which was basically like my top 3 reasons to be excited for the Giants season.
Okay.
But it was simple. It was like really fast. It's like, hey, I'm excited for Devers all year. I'm excited for Tony Vitello. I'm excited for the additions to the lineup with Arias and Bader. But that's too quick. So I have a top 3 that's going to speak to my soul. It's going to, learn a little bit more about me as a Bay Area sports fan, and I hope it connects everybody in a good way. So I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. All right. Well, Tony, unless you have any other questions, I say we let Aaron like kind of roll it out. But if you have stuff for Aaron, jump in, bro.
No, I love what's happening, and I love not knowing where this is headed. Seriously.
Same here. Same here.
Yeah, Aaron. And by the way, Aaron was a musical sponsor, a musical assignment sponsor, and a guest host, and he crushed it with Tool.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling this is going to be great today. And just want to remind people, if you want to get involved in guest hosting a segment, email us, pauliespod@gmail.com, or go to YouTube, like and subscribe at Polymax Particles, and then click the link right below our bio, and you can click on the merch page and pick a segment to sponsor. Go ahead, Paulie. And Aaron, take it away, dude.
Yeah, it's really up to Aaron at this point, bro. The Olympic torch has been lit. We're running up to light that bad boy. So, dude, you take over. It is now your show. We are at your service, Aaron. Let's do this.
Hopefully I don't trip and fall with that torch, but here we go.
Okay.
For my top 3, I'm going to go with the top 3 favorite, for myself personally, favorite Bay Area sports team seasons.
Oh, I love this. Okay, good,
wow.
Good.
So not necessarily like favorite roster or whatever. It's the season. It's from start to finish, like, and all the personal things that tie me to that season and make me love that season specifically.
Okay, it's beautiful,
so,
beautiful.
All right, number 3, the 2002 San Francisco Giants.
Ooh.
Okay, the 02 Giants, in my humble opinion, might have been the best roster from top to bottom that the Giants have had. Definitely in my adulthood, right? The 93 Giants, you can look at that and be like, oh my God, Will Clark, Matt Williams. But, you know, you also, I mean, like your top line starters were Bill Swift and John Burkett. I don't know. But the 02 Giants, man, from top to bottom, like that lineup, you had Barry Bonds and you had Kent right after, and then Ellis Burks, right? You had Ellis Burks after you already had to face Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent. And then you've got probably one of the best defensive first basemen I've ever seen in JT Snow. You had Benito Santiago, who just kind of had this, like, I don't want to say what was fueling it, but he had this kind of like career revival, right?
Yeah.
It was just an amazing season. And for me, it was the first time I ever got to go to any kind of playoff game. So I was lucky enough to where the girl I was dating at the time, her family paid for us to go to, bought us tickets to go to the NLCS Game 4.
Nice.
So I got to see that, and that was an amazing experience. And then I also got to go to the World Series Game 4.
Oh,
and
wow.
I got this awesome program here.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
So another cool part about that is the girl I was dating, her dad owned a sign shop. So they made signs.
Ooh. Okay.
So we had like legit professional done signs. And I remember going into Game 4 and we're like, okay, we can either do shock the monkey or spank the monkey, right? And I knew shock the monkey would get us on TV. It's a great sign, whatever. It's, but I'm like, no, we're going spank the monkey. We're going with, the hidden meaning a little bit, not so hidden meaning.
And by the way, double guns to the monkey, the rally monkey in general. Just double guns to the rally monkey.
Stupid.
Yeah.
And the friggin' thunder sticks.
The thunder sticks. Yeah, no.
And by the way, real quick, I just looked up Bonds' numbers from 2002. Aaron, you're spot on with the lineup. And dude, Bonds batted .370, 46 home runs, 110 RBIs.
God bless America. God
Absurd.
damn. Yeah.
He was doing absurd.
Yeah.
So it's Cask. You're talking the lineups money.
Yeah. Oh, dude. And then you had, Rob Nen is probably one of my favorite closers of all time. His little toe tap thing he did. I mean, that guy was.
Yeah.
That guy was lights out, except for, we got to talk about it, guys. We got to talk about how it ended. So that one still burns me to this day. But I'll tell you this. There are scars that you have in life that make you who you are. And I feel like that one, like, really, I don't think we appreciate everything after as much as we do if we don't have that 0-2 heartbreak. Also, to me, huge learning experience, and everyone can be mad at me for this, but when it was 5 runs up, 8 outs to go.
Oh, man.
I turned to everybody I was with and said, it's over. We got this, guys. It's done.
Yeah.
We have this in the bag.
Yeah.
And then it proceeded to just, and it was, I would compare it to, like, let's say you're pushing your baby on the stroller and then suddenly there's a downhill you didn't see. And then it's just, and you're trying to use the stroller and save the baby. That was like the feeling of watching that game get away. And it was just like, what has happened? What has just happened?
Yeah.
And then of course you had, we'll always second guess the Russ Ortiz, taking Russ Ortiz when Dusty did, but I still love that season. That to me is just one of my favorite seasons. I will hold that one forever. So that's number 3.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So now should we go with our number 3 or should we stay with you want me to go like my favorite Giant season to stay in line with the way you said
go favorite Bay Area sports team season?
Okay. Yeah. So these aren't necessarily going to be in any kind of ranked order, but each of the 3 that I'll talk about are my favorites for that team. So I'll start with this is going to be, it's kind of an unusual one, but my favorite 49er season of all time is an unlikely candidate, but I'm going back to the 80s. And for me, it was 1988. And again, not their most glamorous team. That was a team that had tons of controversy, but that's part of the reason I love that team so much. That was the year they were actually at one point in the season, after 11 games, they were 6-5. And people were saying Walsh has to go, Montana's got to go. People were freaking out. Like Walsh was freaking out. The fans were freaking out. It looked like we might not win the division. And then yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
Nice.
But then Walsh had been like yo-yoing Steve Young and Montana back and forth, trying to figure out which way to go. Finally, he made the decision. He goes, Joe Montana is my quarterback. And from that night on against the Washington Redskins, they won out. They went on a tear. They annihilated the Minnesota Vikings in round 1. They went to Chicago and won the NFC Championship 28-3 in sub-zero temperature, 30 below zero. And then they capped it off with Walsh's final game, coaching the Super Bowl. Niners beat the Bengals, that great drive, Montana to John Taylor. But it was just the drama of that season and how unlikely it was. Like in 94, you pretty much knew the Niners were going to be there. It was going to be Niners or Dallas. But with the 88 team, you really didn't even know. I mean, this is a team that could lose in the first round of the playoffs. They might not even make the playoffs, but they got cohesive. They came together. And they just pulled off like this miraculous second half to their season. So, again, it's an unlikely candidate for me, guys, but it's that 88 season. I have a framed picture of that team I swear to God, hanging on the wall of my bedroom. I have that team framed. I love that team. So, Tony, you're up next, but I'm going 88 Niners. Just always will love that team. Always.
Well, first, Aaron, I'd love to get your reaction on that, and then I'll give you mine because
yeah. So 88 Niners. I was 5 years old. Now what I remember from that season was just the Super Bowl, and I just remember the house being tense, a lot of yelling, just so tense, and then just like a flip of the switch when John Taylor catches that touchdown pass of just elation, like the whole household just going nuts. That's what I remember from it. Now, Paulie, if I'm correct, is that the finesse ass 49ers? Is
that's Tina Turner. Yeah.
Okay.
Who would have thought the finesse ass 49ers come into Chicago on the coldest day in history and kick some ass? And they did. They blew Chicago out. That NFC Championship 28-3. Sorry, boys. And it was all this whole thing about, the big bad Bears. Oh, He-Man, here we come. Dude, we punched them in the mouth so hard and so fast, they didn't know what was going on. Montana hit Rice on 2 slants for touchdowns in the first quarter. Game over. That was it. And I mean, Chicago didn't even get in the end zone. Like, we stuffed it down their throats so hard. It was such a great – and that game, that might be my favorite Niner game of all time. That Rags, I watched that game with Rags. I remember watching that game with Rags. Niners, I do. Yeah, true story. 28-3. Anyway, that's me. That's my Niners. Tony, give me something. Dazzle us, baby.
So I'm gonna go because Aaron did his number 3 of his top 3. Right, your favorite seasons. So number 3 for you, Aaron, was the 2002 Giants, correct? So number 3 for me is the 2014/2015 Warriors season, and the first trophy for Steph and for Steve Kerr as Warriors head coach, and beating LeBron and Cleveland in the finals. I love that team and Iguodala. I loved Iguodala.
Spacey, you know what I mean?
Harrison
Knights.
Bogut Knights, dude. Bogut freaking Knights. Yes.
I mean, that was such a magical ride of a season where growing up with the Niners in the 80s, you had that feeling like it wasn't like, are we going to win today? It's yes, they're going to win, but by how much? I had that feeling with the Warriors that season. It was like they had this magic fairy dust, these particles around them that season. And it's my number 3 of top 3 because the other 2 just, sorry Warriors, but are just better in my opinion. But that started the run that we know and love today. And who would have imagined what they did since then, what they've done since then? But that I was so thrilled that I never even had any expectations after that for them to win anymore. And I'm like, the true dynasty. But that first Dubs title was so magical.
It was.
And I've always struggled with the NBA too because of I feel like the season's very long. And Steph had me. He reeled me in.
Oh.
Clay, Draymond, Steve Kerr, and like I said before, Iguodala, and that whole roster. Just a magical team where I just would love to be a fly on the wall whenever those guys get together and hang out, because I'm sure they talk very fondly of that season.
That would be an honorable mention one for me. Like that one is like, that was basically probably number 4. If it was a top 4, that would be my number 4.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Right on. Yeah. Dubs. I love it. How you went Giants, Paulie went Niners, I went Dubs. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Nice mixture. All right, AC, you're up, brother.
Are we ready for number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. I got visuals for this one.
Nice.
Oh, look at this. This is great.
So,
oh my God, I want one of those.
The 1994 49ers.
Oh,
I love this poster. I love that season. I want to talk to you about this season.
Let's go.
I want to talk to you about my Lord and Savior, 1994 49ers.
Yeah.
So, as I talked about, like I was 5 in 1988. I was, 6 in 1989. I was really small. I was really young, and I mostly didn't know what was going on. My dad's yelling a lot, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. He broke the coffee table in 1990 when Roger Craig fumbled. Yeah, that was my experience. But like no, it wasn't until like the 92 and 93 years that I was really paying attention to what the 49ers were doing, and like it was my team now, right? Like I was watching every game. The only problem was the Cowboys. And so I'm sure all of you guys remember this, but in the 1990s, like before they started winning, the Cowboys were one of the worst teams in the league.
Yep.
And like there wasn't any Cowboy fans to be around.
Right.
And in California. And then all of a sudden they win a Super Bowl. And on my elementary school campus, all these starter jackets, like with the big star on the back, just started materializing like some kind of virus. Like it was just like, oh my God, what is this?
America's team and all that. Yeah. So Aaron, let me give you a little backstory to that. So Rags and I grew up, like we're old. So we like were young kids in the 70s. And that's when it started. That's when that's when like the Dallas phenomenon started, because there was no such thing as ESPN back then. You only got a few nationally televised games. There was no Sunday night football. There was no Thursday night football. But the Dallas Cowboys got a lot of TV games because they were so good, like the Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson, all those teams. They were always in the playoffs. They were in the Super Bowl a lot. They won a couple of Super Bowls with Landry and Staubach and Dorsett and all those guys. So I lived through like the first wave, and that's when they got Rags. They got Rags during the first wave. He became a Dallas fan because he saw the Cowboys all the time. And I have to actually kind of agree with Rags that this is one thing we stand on common ground. We hated the New York Giants. We hated their guts. And like, it was like, there's no way I'm rooting for these assholes. Then tell you that right now. And I'm rooting for the Niners because I had moved from San Francisco to New Jersey. So that was the first wave. Then you're right. There was a crash. They bottomed out. But then when Jimmy Johnson came in, they did the whole Herschel Walker trade. They got Troy Aikman. They turned it around pretty quickly. And that was wave number 2 when the Troy Aikman year started. So that's what you were experiencing. I had already lived through the first wave. That was the second time the Dallas thing spread nationally. I mean, the Dallas fans were everywhere.
Yeah. And it was just, it was kind of like surrounded by Cowboy fans, even though even though we're in California, and just a lot of disappointment with the NFC Championship games, and it was really hard too because like I didn't grow up with Joe Montana, but my dad was just anytime Steve Young did something wrong, it was just like, well, Joe would have done that. We'd already have 8 Super, like it was just like, we'd already have 6, 7 Super Bowls. If Joe was still here,
you know what though? It's hard. It's like, it's a real Steve Young, I look back on his career, like he had to do something really nobody else has ever had to do. You can maybe say that with Aaron Rodgers taking over for Brett Favre, but dude, Favre, but it's not even the same thing. I mean, Joe Montana was a 4-time Super Bowl champion. The Bay Area loved him so much, and it was hard for Steve. Like until Steve won a Super Bowl, he was always going to get that kind of talk, like from people like your dad. Like Niner fans had a high standard. It's like, hey man, we see you winning MVPs. That's great and everything. You need to bring us a ring. Bring us a ring, and then we'll let you in. Then we're going to love you. And Steve Young knows it. He'll tell you the same thing. So your dad barking out, Joe wouldn't have done that. Dude, there were thousands of people saying that at that time. Yeah.
And so for me, like this was the first championship that I felt like was mine.
Totally.
Like it was a season that was mine in my fandom. And it was kind of like, now my dad can shut up about Joe Montana in the past.
Yeah.
And we can just relish in this together. Right.
Yeah.
Like just,
yeah.
And so, yeah, that was awesome. And just that team was so fun. I was a huge Deion Sanders fan. I've always been big into like defensive secondary. That's the position I played, was cornerback and safety. So,
nice.
Merton Hanks, Tim McDonald, like Eric Davis, it was just, all of it was great. It was just an awesome experience. And then part of what makes like a great season is sometimes you have to slay a dragon, right? Like, and the dragon was huge. It was the Cowboys, huge dragon.
Yep.
It's funny though, because after you slay that dragon, you beat the Cowboys. Here comes the San Diego Chargers, right? And I would compare it to like you slayed the dragon, and then the dragon had some eggs and some babies, and then you just got to smash them. And it's no contest. There's no way these little baby dragons are going to do anything to you. So that's what the Chargers were to me. It was like, it's already over. Like we had this one. And that was just, a fantastic feeling to have like even the pre-Super Bowl. You just go into it knowing like, we're just going to
guys, now that when you really think about it, like in historical terms, it's crazy. Like Steve Young is the only quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl for the Niners, not named Joe Montana. Like there's a lot of different ways to look at it. Like, and we're still waiting. We're still waiting for another one. And that's
run the ball. Like run the ball. And I don't know, maybe we'd have a couple more.
Don't even get me going, dude. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting as the years go on, I'm getting more and more pissed off. And my tolerance for these like almost close but no cigar seasons, I'm getting like enough is enough. When are we going to cut the crap and just finally win and freaking see? I'm getting upset right now. But I feel you, Cask. I really do. And that's a great choice. That was a very special year. And for all the reasons you listed, I totally get it. That was your team. That was the first time you went through it. And those were your guys. That's a good one. All right. Finish up, nice. Unless you're still going, AC. You got more on that?
I know on the Niners, that's it. Okay. So if you guys want to give me your second one.
All right, my number two. I'm going number two. This is going to be another kind of unusual one. I'm going to take the 2014 San Francisco Giants. And there's a few reasons for this. Now, the first time is always the magical one. Like 2010, there's nothing that can ever replace that. But when that season started, not a single person, not a single analyst said the Giants are going to win the World Series. Nobody was saying that. So there was like the element of surprise there too. We go through it again in 2012. It's like an embarrassment of riches. And the fact that like, okay, here we go again. The 2014 Giants, if I'm not mistaken, they ready for this, you guys? They were an 88-win team, 88 wins. And they wound up, again, underdogs every round of the postseason. But I look back on that as we knew at the time. I remember talking to Murph, like, this was very likely the last time we're going to go through this. Like, this is most likely the last dance. The fact that they were there for the third time, but it was the way they got there. There was so much drama, like the Mike Morse home run, the pinch hit home run in the NLCS, and the Ishikawa home run. What Madison Bumgarner gave us, like a historical postseason coming out of the freaking bullpen in Kansas City. You know what I mean? How about Jake Peavy? He was part of that whole thing. It was like the cast of characters, and I got to know a lot of those guys. They were real. In fact, you know what? While I was setting this up earlier when you gave us the topic, I just want to share a couple. Here, I got to go into the clubhouse after Game 7 in KC. Here's me and Romo after the game. He's got the 3 fingers up. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, let me see if I got any other really good ones there. Because we partied with the team in the dude, look at Blanco. Here's Blanco just going nuts. There's Blanco right there.
Yeah.
Just more clubhouse stuff. Let me see if I got any other really good. That's
Paulie, real quick. That first round, there was a game, I think a 1-game playoff against the Pirates, right? And then there was a player that I think hit a grand slam. Was that Was that
guy's name? I think he was a shortstop. I don't know. What was that? I sort of remember that. Who was that? Yeah.
I don't know. But it can't be Brandon Crawford because he had no offensive ability. It can't be.
No, is he done now? Hey, is this Aaron Cask or is this Brian Murphy? Hold on.
Hey man, just a couple more from the clubhouse real quick because it's bringing back memories. Here's Dave Rigetti in the clubhouse with the trophy, just being awesome. You know what I mean?
Right.
And frankly, honestly, I had never been involved in a World Series celebration before. It was incredible. Dude, look at this. Look at this. This is after the game. This picture was taken at 11:56 p.m. deep into the celebration. They made Bumgarner go back on the field for a photo shoot. So here's Bumgarner on the mound at like midnight, just hanging out with the freaking trophy. So I'm going to go. And that, the great double play, Joe Panic to that other guy. What was his name? Oh yeah. Crawford. I think he was the guy. The spectacular double play. It was just so dramatic. And the fact that I actually attended a game 7 of a World Series where the Giants won. I mean, I'll never forget that as long as I live. So my number 2, for all those reasons, it was just a special year for me. 2014 Giants, our final World Series title with Bochy and that whole crew. All right, Tony, you're up, buddy. The standard is high now. It's high. Yeah.
I love it, Paulie. And real quick, Aaron Cass, the chat's on fire, man. And I just to read a couple. Low Steve saying 18.5 point spread in the Super Bowl and covering is absolutely nuts.
Good call.
Stevie B saying the last Super Bowl loss to KC broke me.
Me too. I think that's happened to me too, Stevie B. I'm broken now. I'm broken.
Yeah. I'm lesser of a person now. Like there's a part of me that's just sad.
I will tell you this. Well, see, that's funny because so Aaron Cass got hit with the sadness, dude. I got hit with the rage. Like now I'm mad all the time. Like when I see the Niners, I'm like, you know what, you guys cut the crap. Like I saw a picture this morning. It happened today. I was on Twitter before the show. I saw a picture of Juszczyk and Shanahan getting ready for this flag football thing they're doing. And you know what my reaction was? Anger. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Why aren't you guys?
You don't get to have fun. You don't get to have fun until you win a championship.
AC, 100%. I'm like, you guys don't even leave the house. You know what I mean? Stay indoors, bolt the doors, watch film until you guys win a ring. I've just become like incredibly angry.
Be pissed off for greatness.
Yeah,
pissed off for greatness.
Yeah.
Nice. And, Patty from Napa says, cut the crap. Don Peralta says, I wouldn't. Hum Daddies say, bring it home, Mike Evans. Pine Needle says Harbaugh not running Frank Gore was the worst. And you're not wrong there, Pine Needle. Hum Daddy said he named his daughter after Mad Bum. His daughter's name must be Madison, unless I don't think it's Bum or Bumgarner. And then just the chat's on fire. So Aaron, keep it going, dude. I'm gonna say my number 2, and I'll be quick here. For me, my love of 49er football, my love of football in general, is because of that first Super Bowl season. I was 8 years old, and I was such an impressionable little kid. My parents were huge Niner fans. Candlestick every Sunday was like going to church. I would go with them to a couple games to the parking lot and go. Sometimes I never even made it into the game. They would go into the game, and I would stay in the lot or go home. And that basically, it was basically a family tradition. And 49er football became a family tradition based on that season for me in my life. And watching, obviously, the catch, but also, beating the New York Giants before beating the Cowboys, and then handling business in the Superdome and my Pontiac Silverdome, excuse me. And my dad went to that Super Bowl, and I'm like, wait, you're going to the Super Bowl? I remember thinking that. And then we went to the airport, the SFO, to see the team come home from Detroit, and that's when it was a thing. And you would go to the airport and watch them. You actually had access to the team. This is before like private charters were happening, and so that basically cemented my love of not just 49er football, but of just football forever. I'm like, this has me, and I just loved that whole season. It was just a magical ride. And Paulie, I don't know if I ever told you this, but Paulie and I joke around about that picture we share with the meeting Dan Buns, and for me, that was quite a thrill. Yeah. I'll never forget that tackle. And then I remember thinking, just like, he's my football hero. As a kid, I was thinking that's one of my football heroes right there. That guy saved the touchdown in the Super Bowl. So that season for me is number 2 favorite season of all time. The first Super Bowl win for the 49ers. I just
hey Tony, bravo. No,
yeah, that totally makes sense, and it's probably the season in which you compare all seasons afterwards, right? It's kind of like that first love type of thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. The way 2010 was for Giant fans, 1981 for Niner fans and it was and on top of all of that stuff that was said, that was the first World's Championship ever won in San Francisco. Ever. Even though the Warriors won a title in 75, they were kind of Oakland's team, really, and San Francisco proper had never had a title until those 81 Niners. Last thing real quick, and I'll give it back to Aaron Cask. Beat LA put a comment up. I just have to acknowledge. She goes, why regarding not running Frank Gore in the Super Bowl, being on the goal line, first and goal? I got a great idea. Let's not give the ball to Frank Gore. She goes, why give the ball to Frank Gore when you can run the same crappy pass play 4 times in a row and have it fail? Check this out. I'll do you one better, Beat LA. Not only does it not work in the Super Bowl, he runs it back the next year in Seattle in the NFC Championship. Same thing. We got the ball on the goal line. The game is on the line. Harbaugh runs the same play, the fade to Crabtree in the corner. What a shocker. Didn't work then either with Richard Sherman defending him at the peak of his powers and then laughing about it on TV. Don't put me up against a crappy receiver like Crabtree. It was the I'm going to have a nervous breakdown.
Have you read this theory? I read this theory recently. I forget who posted this, but I read this theory recently that Harbaugh really wanted Kaepernick to get the glory. So that's why he didn't run so I'm just saying.
You shouldn't be in coaching if that's what you're doing.
You want to give somebody some glory, give them your workforce the glory. Frank Gore is the reason you're down there in the first place. Let's not even give him the rock.
I can't believe that.
Because Frank Gore would not have been denied, dude. He would have been running with so much.
Yeah.
The fact that they did it twice. We lost a Super Bowl and a title game running that horse-ass play. Okay, got that out of my system. Sorry, you guys.
It's okay. It's cathartic. It's okay.
It is. It really is. All right, Aaron, let's be strong, brother. Let's do it.
So Paulie, wonderful transition because you mentioned the 2010 Giants.
Yeah.
So guess who my number one is? It's the 2010 Giants, right? So I have so much to say about this. So I'm going to try and be as brief as possible, but also kind of give context. So before that season started, I graduated from college and I got a bunch of money from family. Like, hey, here's money for graduating college. And I should have invested it or done something smart with it. I didn't. I got season tickets to the Giants.
Nice.
So I got 2 season tickets to the Individual Bleachers. I was the first person in my family to ever have season tickets. Like I was over the moon. I was like, and I had no expectation. There was no expectation. It was just incredible. Like, I'm going to just go to as many games as I can and just have as much fun as I can. So I have so much stuff. So this is my favorite Giants jacket. I got it in 2010. I wore it to like every game I went to.
Nice, man.
And let me get one other thing here. So that whole season was just like this magical ride. And you just had so many great cast of characters, Lincecum, Kane. I mean, the pitching was amazing. You also had Pat the Bat. You had B Weezy. You had all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then it went all the way down to the end of the year in that last series against San Diego.
Yep.
And I just remember Jonathan Sanchez is on the bump. He hits a triple.
Yep.
Great call. A triple.
Great call. Yep.
Just mind blowing. All right. So when that happened, I have this New York Times picture, right? So my grandpa gave this to me. And he's like, hey, I got this article. You should check it out. And so he's like, I know you were at that game. You can't see it, but I found myself in the crowd.
Incredible.
I'm actually in this shot. What's really funny though is I'm so short, you can really just see my eyes and my hat. The only way you can know it's me is my best friend is next to me and I can see his face and stuff. Yeah. So this is awesome. So hold on to this.
Now hold on, Aaron. Where does your grandpa live? Is he in New York?
No. He lives in Salinas. I have no idea why he had that. And he just, I don't know. He's a glutton for the news.
I love it. I get the Times. I get the New York Times on Sunday. Go ahead, T. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say. By the way, I have a good idea. Let's just get rid of print newspapers. By the way, let's get rid of them.
Well, let's get rid of radio stations, TV stations, newspaper. Pretty soon, dude, we're going to be walking around with candles. I don't know what's next. I mean, what else are they going to take away from us? Yeah.
So, amazing season. I got to go. This is actually one of the high points. Was I got to take my dad to his first playoff game, and we went and saw the Tim Lincecum Atlanta Braves game, right? Where he struck out 14 complete game. Insane. Really funny story about that though. Okay. And I'm sure my dad doesn't want me to share this, but it's a really funny story. So I take him to this game. I'm excited about it. I'm like, oh my God, I got to take my dad to this playoff game. So inning 2 comes around and he's like, hey, I got to use the restroom. I'll be back. He's gone for like 4 innings. I'm like, where is this dude? Like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
what can he
we're
possibly
witnessing
be doing?
history, and I'm like, he's just gone. He finally comes back. I'm like, dude, where have you been? He's like, oh, I went down to like the promenade or whatever. I went to where like the boats are. And he's like, I smoked a couple J's with some guys, and I just watched the game. I just watched the game on the TV, and I'm like,
hey man, it makes sense at the time, you know, right.
You know, everybody experiences it differently. But I was glad I could do that for him. I could provide that for him. But yeah, no, that was an amazing time. And then of course, you know, they win it, and it was just particles. So I mean, it's in the name of the show, particles. I have what I call particle artifacts. So this is the hat they wore, right?
Yeah.
In 2010, right? This thing's beat up, but you guys can't see it, but there's actual particles like emanating off of it, and it's pretty amazing. And then I got this. This is like the shirt that they wore in the parade.
Shirt. Yeah,
I remember that too. I remember totally.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not a big fan of the design. It kind of looks like something Joe Rogan would wear, but it's not about it's not really about the design. It's about the meaning of it. And once again, like living particles are still coming off this thing. And I'll probably get buried in it. So that was just I as a Giants fan and just like loving the Giants my entire life, like that was just it couldn't get any better. And then it happened 2 more times, which is just gravy at that point. But that one I just hit so much different than everything else. And I just don't think that'll ever be replicated for me.
It won't be. And you know what I always remember too about that, Aaron? I mean, and that's the thing. Every single one of us has like dozens of memories attached to that 2010 team. Like one of the things I'll always remember is the way the city had this moment, like, cause I still lived in the city in 2010 and 2012 actually, but the 2010 season, like the entire city came together, and that's rare when like you're high-fiving strangers on the street. Like the atmosphere after the games around it was AT&T Park, I think, in 2010, right? Was it AT&T Park?
I think so. I don't think it was Pac-Bell anymore. I think it was AT&T.
It was AT&T.
Yeah, so the whole atmosphere, like around the yard at Momo's, like it was like Mardi Gras. I felt like every night after a game, you'd walk outside. It was like, God, the city is going crazy. And
it was a party. It was a
party, and everybody was cool. Like you're late for work. Don't worry about it. Like everybody was being awesome for like that postseason. Like, I'll never forget that, how great the vibes were and the particles in the city of San Francisco. Like, and that's so rare. That's just a moment. It comes and it goes. It'll never come back, like you said. But I'll always remember that too. Just the whole vibe that in town was incredible. All right. Well, yeah.
I'm going next, and you're gonna finish it, because all I have to say, Aaron, I'm in lockstep with you, bud. Same for me. 2010 Giants, favorite season of all time. Top number one. There's no comparison. Baseball is my favorite sport. I love Giants baseball. That team, the shenanigans involving that team, the machine, Brian Wilson, the rally song, Pat the Bat. It was like the movie Major League without the coming, from the cellar all the way to the top, but like the shenanigan aspect. It reminded me of the movie Major League. And then you hit on something key that happened to me as well. I was able to take my dad to Game 2, Matt Cain, the 9-0 win.
Nice.
And very special moment for me as well to be like, because in 22, in 02, I'll never forget, my dad said when they lost, he just looked at me and he goes, it's just not going to happen in my lifetime. And I go, wow, that was pretty heavy. And then so 2010, when I was able to take it to game 2, I was like, let's go. Yeah. And then of course, game 5 and the Rangers and everything, but such a special season. And me being my love of baseball and me being, because baseball has a lot of downtime, and that's where the shenanigans come in. And so that team spent their downtime the way I always hope teams would. And you want to talk about chemistry? That team had something that you cannot ever replicate that.
Nope.
And that's such a special team. So for me, that's it. I'm in lockstep with the AC, and Paulie, you can take it from there, buddy.
Okay, and then I'll throw the final piece of 2010 Particles on, because I remember this too. Like, there was so many amazing things happening after that Tim Lincecum 14 strikeout game against the Braves. The next morning, so because I remember that morning, Murph and I were talking like, hey man, we don't know how Timmy's going to do on the big stage. Like, we've never seen it. Is he going to rise up? Is he going to face the moment? Is he going to get knocked around? Maybe it's too much for him. This kid goes out there, and I said like 3 or 4 innings into the game, I'm like, this kid's a rock star. This kid is built for this kind of stuff. Like, he elevated to a place that stadium was going freaking crazy. And then the next morning, out of nowhere, we had no relationship with this guy. We didn't expect this to happen. A few phone calls got made, and all of a sudden, Lee Hammer's like, guys, Steve Perry from Journey wants to come on your show right now. And we're like, what? Like, get him on, put him through. So all of a sudden, we're talking to Steve Perry now, like from Journey, who never does interviews. I cannot stress that enough. He is the most private. He never does interviews, and the fact that he reached out and wanted to talk blew me away. And last thing, I'll never forget that he said this. We were like, because remember going into the 9th inning, the whole crowd, nobody knew if Timmy was going to come out for the complete game. We're like, we might see Brian Wilson right here, and that's okay. Timmy's done more than enough tonight. And it was only a 1-0 game, wasn't it? Or was it 2-0? I forget the final score.
It might have been 1-0.
Yeah, it was tight.
And I think the one run was like on a weird like bounce, like their second baseman misplayed a ball or something.
So there was some like kind of suspense. It's like, we don't know. Is Timmy actually going to throw a complete game in the postseason? All of a sudden, Timmy comes running out. The crowd's going freaking crazy. And then Steve Perry, the next day on our show, he goes, I'll never forget this. He goes, it reminded me, he was like, I think the crowd willed him to come back for the 9th inning because the place was going crazy. And then when Timmy jogged out, that was it. It was pandemonium. And Steve Perry was like, it was kind of the way Bill Graham used to like try to pull us back out on stage for one final song. He's like, the show would be over, but then Bill Graham would come to the dressing room and be like, guys, come on, give us one more. The crowd's still going crazy. Give him one more. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there too. That was the first time we ever talked to Steve Perry. There was so many magical things going on. Go ahead, T.
Epic. And I want to give Steve Grosso some credit on the chat because I was trying to remember that second baseman because you nailed it, Aaron. It was the second baseman bobbling that ball. Brooks Conrad was the second baseman, and Steve Groschel nailed it on the chat. Brooks Conrad.
That poor bastard. He's probably still losing sleep over that play, honestly, today. Well, I'll keep my last one super brief because it's already been repeated. I'm jumping on board Tony's bandwagon. I have to go for my third favorite season, the 2014-15 Golden State Warriors, because it was magical, man. And like just that whole style, the ball movement, the emergence of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, the best backcourt in NBA history. You could easily argue that, and you might be right. It was still new at that point. Like the whole country was like, who are these guys? Who's this Steph Curry guy shooting 70-foot threes and they're going in? What is all this? And, the angry Aussie with Bogut, like you said, Tony, great teams often have a great collection of characters. And that team had them. Spates, Barbosa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
David Lee, dude. David Lee was still on that team, if you remember. David Lee came back and Draymond Green, and it was a hell of a time. I mean, we all saw it. We all remember 2014-15 Golden State Warriors. That's going to wrap up my top three. And Aaron, dude, great idea. We could go like hours doing this. You got a lot of passionate responses for the comments lines going crazy. I'm going crazy. Tony, I mean, well done, Aaron. You put together a nice. Yeah.
Thanks. I hope that other people see this and are like, I have my own top three that would, be awesome and great to share. Because I think it's a segment that gives you more freedom.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good option for people.
Well, Aaron, thank you, bro. You freaking hit the ball out of the park, man. You crushed it, and I agree with you. Top 3 is a very open-ended thing. So if you want to be like like Aaron Cask, come on in sometime as a guest sponsor and take over the top 3. We will be reporting for duty at your service. Aaron, great to see you. Thank you very much again. I'll let you have the last word, Tony, before we say goodbye to AC. Go ahead.
I just want to thank Aaron as well, too. And I'm so glad, Aaron, that you went with this top 3. Nothing against your other top 3, but this was a fantastic conversation. And it's a good emotional roller coaster type of a conversation to go back down memory lane and then think about, to go through 02 again. I try to put that aside, but to think about all the good stuff about 02, my heart, a lot of great things happened in 02. So thanks, brother, for taking all the time to put this together, man. Loved having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I really loved it. So
we love you, buddy. Stay cool out there, man. Keep the fans blowing. Stay cool, and we'll talk soon. We'll see you soon too, bro. Thank you, Aaron. Be good.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, man. Aaron Cask, everybody, give it up. This kid did great today. Tony, just got to let you know you are a little dicey. You're breaking up. You're freezing, but you're still with us. I'm just letting you know. Am I doing that too?
A little bit, but it's all right.
Okay, I'm just giving you a heads up, just so you don't get it's getting a little dicey. Okay, we're gonna end the show with Young Dental. Okay, we're gonna talk Dr. Matt Young, and then Dom, I got the results. We have the final poll results. We'll share them with you in just a second. And I got to tell you, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm really not, but I'll share the results with you in just a second. And thank you, Aaron Cask. He was tremendous. That was a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
I enjoyed that.
Freaking fantastic. He's great.
And again, please, guys, we'd love to meet more of you guys and put you guys on the show. So anytime you want to do that. And we have Patty from Napa's sister coming in next week for a guest sponsor of Show Us Your Ticket Stubs. I think she has like Beatles stories for us. She saw the Beatles. I have like 8 million questions I'll ask her about that. But in the meantime, let's talk about Dr. Matt Young. Hey, you can go to Dr. Matt Young's office, get a procedure, get a cleaning. If you have a toothache, maybe you need a cavity, whatever. But you tell Dr. Young, bring me some Beatles. You know what I mean? Bring me the White Album. Bring me Abbey Road, whatever your favorite Beatles records are. You have Dr. Young bring you the headphones. Next thing you know, you're listening to Abbey Road while he's working on you. He can make that happen. And he is one of our favorite guys. He is super cool. I've been saying this too. I think if he gets tired of being a dentist and he wants to try like a different career, I think we could be looking at our next James Bond. You know what I mean? He's got that cool and composed demeanor. Nothing rattles him. He's handsome as hell. He's got the great hair, the great teeth, the great tan going. Dr. Young is a James Bond waiting to happen in my mind. But his day job, he is a great dentist. It's Young Dental in San Francisco for over 25 years. Again, the experience is there. This is not Dr. Young's first rodeo. He's down right off Union Square, 490 Post Street. And again, he offers all of the dental procedures you can imagine or you might need at some time. Your good old-fashioned cleanings like Tony, just make your smile look a lot better. He can brighten up that smile for you. If you do need some work done, like fillings or implants, stuff like that, just know you're in the best possible hands with Dr. Young. He's the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry, accepts pretty much all the major insurance companies. And he's just a rock solid dude. Like you want to give your business to a guy who cares about you. That's Dr. Young, my friends. That's what he does. And again, his specialty is implant restorations, implant surgeries. If you're in need of a procedure like that, I would strongly advise you to talk to Dr. Young because he's maybe the best in the entire country at that. Again, Tony, Dr. Young is waiting for your call, so reach out and book your appointment today, 415-392-8611. I'm hoping to see him at opening night next week. We'll see if he can attend. I hope he can. You can also email Dr. Young at your leisure. Tony, that's info@youngdentalsf.com.
All I got to say, Paulie, and then we can wrap it up, is Aaron Cass told me that he went to the dentist yesterday, and it was a horrible experience. And he said, all I could think about was, I wish I was at the Young Dental group of San Francisco, the Young Dental SF group. He goes, and he texted saying, my experience was brutal. All I could think of was, give me headphones, give me music, relax me, put me at ease, like they say Dr. Young does. And that's what Dr. Young does. So again, info@youngdentalsf.com if you want to email or give him a call. 415-392-8611. Go relax at the dentist.
Right.
Go enjoy the dentist. Weekdays till 7 p.m., Saturdays till 4 p.m. Young Dental SF Group and Dr. Matt Young.
If I may, I know I'm talking crazy now, but I actually mean this. Like people like Aaron who live far away from the city, you might want to make a day out of it, man. It's that worth it. Yep. As opposed to going to a dentist who gives you a horrible experience, you're unhappy, you're not comfortable, you can tell the guy doesn't care. It's the opposite of that at Dr. Young. So make a day, dude. Get it. You know what I mean? Come into the city, go to the dentist, take a walk around Union Square, have a late dinner, with your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever the situation is. And again, you guys are going to thank us. We're not blowing smoke here. Dr. Young is the freaking man. And if he is at the opening night party, talk to him. Ask him questions when you see him. Like ask him about, do you do this? Do you do that? Can you do this? The answer is going to be yes to all your questions. And we just want to say thank you, Dr. Young, so much for supporting the show. You're a great friend and a great partner. Final moment of the show, Tony. The poll results are in. I asked the questions. You guys responded to vote on the most unlikable broadcasters of all time as I prepare spiritually for the backlash against Barry Bonds, because it's coming, folks. I'm telling you, it's going to come. Not here in the Bay, but nationally, they're going to clobber him. I can predict that. Here are the results. Tony, I'll let you read them while I show them to the crowd.
So Ken Rosenthal, 8%. Joe Buck is at 43%. And here I have it as well, actually. So Paulie, stand by. Sorry, wrong one. 43% Joe Buck, Jeff Van Gundy, 3%, and the winner of most unlikable broadcaster of all time on the PMP poll, Chris Collinsworth, buddy. CC, your guy CC, Chris Collinsworth.
My guy CC, listen, he dug himself into this hole. I'm not helping him get out, and you can imagine how much catching up he has to do with Patrick Mahomes because he didn't get to fawn all over him in the playoffs this year. Now that Mahomes will be back, get ready. It's going to be even worse. It's going to be the worst season of Collinsworth of all time. But again, thank you. The PMP poll, we're going to make this kind of a regular thing on the show now. Yeah, I enjoy doing them. It looks like you guys enjoy voting on them. So, and thank you, Don Peralta, for helping us execute that. The PMP poll, Tony, it's a thing now, and we're going to make sure we go forward with this. Final super of the day will be Sweet Mad Hatter, and then we're going to wrap it up, Tony. So let's get Sweet Mad. Are you still with us, Tony? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay,
am.
okay.
I am, but it is a little slow going. I think I just got to get a new laptop, basically, is the deal. I don't know what's going on.
That probably would help. That would probably help, yeah.
Yeah, they're cheap. They're affordable and cheap. That's a good thing. That's a good thing about laptops.
Totally.
So Sweet Mad Hatter, final super of the day. Wanted to say I am always blown away with the talented folks we have in the PMP fam. It is a pleasure to see everyone crushing it in life, personally and professionally. You all rock, dude. That's perfect. Great way to end the show. Seriously.
Hey, Sweet Mad Hatter, do me as Paul Schaefer says in Spinal Tap. Do me a personal favor. Kick this ass. I don't want you to kick my ass, but I do want you to do me a personal favor, Sweet Mad Hatter. Roll up some of those pineapple buds, dude. I've been thinking about those pineapple buds all night. I mean, he said it tastes like pineapple. It smells like pineapple. Oh, it sounds delightful. So anyway, you enjoy your pineapple strain up there, Sweet Mad Hatter. Karen Bell, Stevie B, Ian Weiland, Arkansas Dave, Suey Pig, bro. I got you. Los D, Aaron Cask. Bravo again, dude. Bravo again. You were tremendous. The Hum Daddies, enjoy Kolsky tonight and give him some space. I'm telling you. Because it's going to be like this. Hey, Matt Kolsky, how's it going? And then you won't talk for like the next 20 minutes. So just be ready for that. And I love Kolsky. I'm just breaking his balls. Sweet Mad Hatter, Noemi, Miguel, Dom, Matt Stenson, all y'all. Rags in New Jersey. Cheeks, there you are, brother. Bravo to you, Cheeks. Everybody have a great Thursday. Enjoy this unbelievably warm weather we're getting. And we'll be back tomorrow for our final show of the week. It'll be a high noon broadcast with a special music assignment. Real quick, no guest sponsor. Songs about saying goodbye to something or somebody as we wish Scott Ostler well as he moves into his post-journalism portion of his life. He posted his final column earlier this week. So this is really kind of a tribute to Scott Ostler. Song saying goodbye. Dazzle us tomorrow. We'll build the playlist. Tony, take us home, my good man.
Here we go. Let's do this, Paulie. Thank you, everybody. Also, Paulie, I got to say, from the Robot Centaur Sports Desk, 63-61 Duke.
Yeah.
The ones they're winning 63-61 with 3.5 minutes to go. So here we go.
Okay. Blue Devils. Yeah. What's so funny? What?
He said, yeah, Blue Devils. Yeah, Blue Devils.
I know. I'm not surprised. You know, Blue Devil's gonna Blue Devil. It's kind of what they do. All right, you guys.
Yeah, we'll see. No, we'll see. They're only up by 2. We'll see what happens.
All right, Tony. Much love, you guys. Great job today, and thanks for supporting the show, everybody. Enjoy your Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. High noon, everybody. Cheers.
Peace.